When it comes to summer grilling recipes, this grilled chicken sandwich is my go-to meal and it is always a crowd pleaser. I went back home to Missouri this past weekend to hang out with some of my college friends at the Lake of the Ozarks, which meant that the grilled chicken sandwiches were on the menu. Now let's talk about how I make them. The morning before you plan to eat, you need to do a bit of prep work to marinate the chicken. Today I did 8 pounds or 3.6 kilos of chicken, and you can do either thighs or breasts. I did a mixture of both here. With the thighs, you'll want to trim away any of the egregious amounts of fat and gristle, and with the breasts, you'll need to get them into smaller, more manageable pieces to be cooked on the grill. I'll usually cut the breasts in half, take the thin side and pound it until it is bun size and of even thickness. Then I take the fat end, butterfly it, and pound each of those pieces until they are roughly the same size. Toss the chicken into your Ziploc bag as you go, and at some point around this time, the buzzards will start circling and asking dumb questions like this.
Are you making us food or making you food?
Oh, Drew, you think I'm making 8 pounds of chicken at 10 in the morning and it's all gonna be for me? Ding, 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 winner, 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 worst question asked in the history of the world. That one. Now that I've disposed of Dunce Boy, we can get back to the task at hand. After all of your chicken has been thrown in the bag, you can begin to make your marinade. Start by mixing together about 6 tablespoons or 90 grams of olive oil, 3/4 of a cup or 180 grams of lemon juice, 1/4 of a cup or 60 grams of soy sauce, 1/2 of a cup or 120 grams of Dijon mustard, and then about 1.5 tablespoons or 20 grams of garlic powder. Now you may notice that the recipe on the website doesn't exactly follow these amounts when you scale it up to 8 pounds. I rounded the values here to make cleaner numbers for the video, but to be honest with you, whenever I make these chicken sandwiches, I rarely measure the ingredients anyway. As long as you get the proportions of the ingredients close to what they're supposed to be, they're going to turn out great. Pour the marinade into the bag, shake it around to get an even coating, remove the air, and then move that bag into the fridge to allow the chicken to marinate for a few hours until you are ready to grill. If you're saying to yourself, I don't need 8 pounds of chicken, how do I make less? Go to the recipe on the website and you can input how much you want to make and it will scale the recipe to your needs. Anytime my friends and I get together, I make these sandwiches. It's a piece of cake to make a huge batch of this recipe, especially if you have a grill. But they are super versatile and all you really need is a bag and a cooking element to make them. I made this recipe in the back of an RV as we were driving through Utah. We went off on our tomfoolery throughout the day to give the chicken time to marinate, and then once we got back to the campsite, constructed a fire, threw a pan over the top, and cooked the chicken that way. It's still just as delicious if you don't have a grill available to you. Once dinner time rolls around and the chicken has had time to marinate, you can heat your grill to prepare for cooking. I always put the grill on the highest setting, but if you have a strong grill, maybe dial it back a bit. It's a good idea to clean and oil your grates before placing any chicken on, but guess who forgot to oil the grates this time? Oh yeah, it was me. The chicken will go for about 4 to 6 minutes on each side depending on the heat of your grill. While that's cooking, head back inside and prepare your remoulade and salad. For the remoulade, I mixed together about a cup or 224 grams of mayo, a bit of lemon juice to taste, and then 1/4 of a cup or 60 grams of dill relish. Stir everything together until it is smooth, give it a taste test, and adjust any flavors with more lemon juice or salt as needed. For your salad dressing, into a large bowl add 6 tablespoons or 90 grams of olive oil, 6 tablespoons or 126 grams of honey, and then 1 to 2 tablespoons or 15 to 30 grams of lemon juice. Give it a strong whisk to incorporate all the fat into the liquid, and then taste test and adjust any flavors as needed. Next, you can add in your greens and toss them in the dressing. I used 2 10-ounce bags or 567 grams of spring mix, but when I wrote this recipe, I originally wrote it to have arugula. I just couldn't find any arugula in Sunrise Beach, Missouri. Once again, taste as you go, and once you like the flavor of it, you can move on to your next step. The last couple bits of prep work are to cut 2 large tomatoes into thin slices and then toast some buns. I hired a sous chef to toast the buns while I was outside cooking the chicken, so I don't have any footage of that, but all you need to do is butter the buns and then throw them onto a hot skillet. The chicken has been cooking while I prepped all the toppings, and now it's time to flip. One thing that will make you a better and more confident cook is to learn that a lot of food isn't done cooking based on a time, rather it's a temperature. The times you see in recipes are arbitrary and just there to give you guidance. You can see here that one side of the grill was significantly hotter than the other, and that caused the chicken to cook in an uneven manner. If I were to cook all of this until the chicken on the cold side was done, the chicken that was on the hot side would be overcooked. You can maneuver the chicken around the grill to put the less cooked pieces over the hot parts of the grill and the more cooked pieces over the cooler parts. Sometimes you have to do a little dance to make things work efficiently and effectively. As you become more confident, you will learn what chicken looks and feels like when it is at the correct temperature. Once it reaches that point, you want to pull it off the heat so that it doesn't overcook. If you don't feel confident in your ability to determine that, I would highly suggest buying a meat thermometer to help you. For this second batch of chicken, I learned not to go all the way to the far side of the grill where the heat wasn't as strong, and I ended up getting much better coloring on these pieces. There are 4 other guys here with me at the lake, and the 8 pounds only lasted us about a meal and a half. These puppies are awesome and they go down easy. Every time I'm at the store shopping for one of these trips, I say to myself, do I really need 5 pounds of chicken? And then I buy more than that, and it is still never enough. Once the chicken's done, pull it off the grill and set up a prep station inside for everybody to construct their sandwiches. To construct, I lay down a toasted bun, plop some of the remoulade onto each face, lay down a piece of chicken, top that with some of the salad mixture, and then finally cap it off with a tomato in the top of the bun. I can guarantee you that these will be a hit for you at your next little backyard soiree. It's hard to estimate nutritional info for them because it depends on a lot of different factors, but for a ballpark number, you should be looking to be around 360 calories with 27 grams of protein for the chicken breast, and then 399 calories and 24 grams of protein for the chicken thigh version. I didn't want to spend 30 minutes getting perfect glamour shots and B-roll of these since I was hanging with the boys, so I apologize for the lack of footage on the finished product, but I can promise you that once you try these chicken sandwiches, they're going to go straight into your grilling recipe rotation. The written version of the recipe with scalable ingredients is linked in the description below. See you cats next week.